What's up, everybody? Matthew Ellis.
Chelsea Caslow.
Coming at you with another episode of Heroes by the Pint. We're back in the studio. It feels good.
Yeah, down in your mom's basement.
Down the mom's basement. We're joined each and every week by the producer, Caleb Machete Ninja Star Howe.
That is his full name.
Yeah.
How'd you figure that out?
Your mom told us.
Yeah, not a lot of people know that.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Machete.
We're going to be kicking it over to Caleb. He's probably going to have to do the beer read too, right?
No, I can handle it.
You think you can get through that?
Yeah,
It's really long. I can't read that.
A lot of people
glance.
are probably wondering why this is on the table. And I think you could hear it in our Delicate Flowers voice tonight. You're a little sick.
I'm pretty sick.
Yeah. Got a little story, wiping snot all over anywhere you go.
Everywhere. I'm like a snail right now, dude.
The slime.
Just leaving a slime trail.
Oh, man.
This dude at my work was like, I answered the phone and he's like a construction super and he was like, dude, you got that like phone sex voice right now. And I was like, I'm sick, Matt. He's like, I'm just saying, I know a girl that used to do that. That's what her voice sounded like.
I know a girl who used to do that, and the strangest thing she had to do was bark like a dog.
Yeah, dude, they make you do some weird stuff, I hear.
That's weird. I mean, do you really think at that point it's really like a phone sex thing, or if
No,
it's like a practical joke? Like,
Right.
yeah, I'm about to blow. I need to blow your trunk like an elephant. Like an elephant. Do it. Come on. That's what I imagine. That's what I imagine. It's like a bunch of frat boys, right?
Yeah.
I also like how you changed your voice for that.
My one friends back in the day said that I only had like one voice, and it was, if you're familiar with like Aqua Teen Hunger Show or Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and they changed their name a bunch, but like my voice was just essentially the Carl voice. I'd be like, hey, yeah, why me, yeah. Like it was just like my New York Jersey guy was just like my one voice. Be like, hey, we talk about hand jobs here. That was like my one voice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, well, apparently I'm interviewing for a commercial here maybe soon.
Because you're real people.
Also, were you not going to acknowledge that there's water on the table?
I do have water.
Well, I'll just hear. A lot of people like whiskey in their water.
Yeah, it's true, dude.
Just pour it in there.
Just dump it on in.
Oh,
That's good. That's good.
Oh, I don't like that.
You never had whiskey and water?
No.
Oh, that's the best way
Yeah,
to
there's a
enjoy
whole
some
song,
whiskey.
in My Water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
All right, we are the Glassy-Eyed Geeks, and while we are enjoying some delicious bourbon from Watershed Distillery, local to Columbus, our local market, maybe they'll sponsor us.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, I mean, like Bob Sally said, we're gonna have to.
Cases of whiskey.
We have to throw some mad props out to our peeps at BREWDOG. Once again, this week we are drinking the Origami Orangutan. Chelsea's going to be grabbing that beer read in just a minute. But before we do that, we'd like to invite you to grab something cold in a bottle or can and crack it open and enjoy it with us.
Nice.
That was tough. I don't have
Sounded
any fingernails.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
Come on, we can do this.
The Origami Orangutan, a big classic American IPA infused with tangerine notes of citrus peel, pine dust, tropical fruit, fresh cut grass, and an ever-present tangerine extract character keep things smooth, with bursts of caramel malt, a pungent bitter resin, baseline, and a fruity IPA. That's what's up. It's 8.5 ABV. Double IPA with natural flavor.
This is the
brewed here in Columbus.
Yeah, their pilot kit. You can't get this anywhere unless you're in Columbus or you are tight with the Heroes crew, and most likely we've probably mailed you beer Source Point Press.
What's up? You're welcome.
Just anybody that works there.
But
That's
hop
right.
on over to their website and hit them with that discount code.
That's right.
Get a mad, 20% off?
20% off. HBTP. Every time you check out at Source Point, they got some really incredible books coming out here really soon, and we're going to be partying with them. Chicago, C2E2. So excited. And have you picked out your gown yet?
Oh, yeah.
You got it picked out?
No.
Oh, come on. I figured you had already gotten fitted. What about you?
It's going to be black.
What about Machete Ninja Star?
Oh yeah, he's
I
ready.
can't wear sweatpants.
Well,
Oh
I
my
mean, they got to
God.
be really nice.
Like they have to have that line down the front. The pleat.
Like the crease?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man. So yes, on sweatpants.
Yeah, you can do the sweatpants.
Sweatpants
man.
and a dress shirt.
Yeah.
A tuxedo T-shirt.
I think I feel like that fits in with our Steezo and with like the Source Point crowd.
Yeah.
Honestly, he'll probably be the belle of the ball.
Yeah, for sure.
Dressed like that, they'll be like, our dude, the producer.
Garrett Gunn will be the only one that says that.
See how
Yeah.
I instantly went back to my Carl voice.
Yeah.
My dude. One voice.
You got like tails on your tux?
I'm not
hat?
sure. I'm not sure what I'm going to
Penguining
do.
out?
You know, I'm wondering if I'm going to go like straight, like, you know, suit vest.
Dude, we should go like the guys from Night at the Roxbury.
Oh, you know what I was thinking?
Like
we
that?
Dumb and
or
Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber. That's what that's what just popped in my mind.
Night at the Roxbury was like the original Dumb and Dumber.
Dude, if me and Caleb show up Dumb and Dumber,
Yeah.
that's tight.
Blue and orange.
Yeah, you do your hair red, real short, wear
Yeah.
like one of those big
That'd be
ski
sweet.
hats. I mean, it's going to be up in Michigan in April. It's still going to be cold.
I feel
as
like they'll
hell.
all get it.
Yeah. That'd be our first cosplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be our first
Okay,
cosplay.
I'm down.
All right, we're going to be kicking it over to the producer once again in just a moment. He's going to be hitting us with the show rundown and also with a great bit of, what are we doing? New information, knowledge, some stuff he kind of brought
Some
to light
producer
for us.
wisdom.
Yeah. But before we do that, we would like to remind everybody, it'll already be up by the time this episode's up.
What?
But check out our Instagram giveaways. We're hitting at the middle
yeah.
of the month. This one's coming out on Valentine's Day.
Mañana.
Yeah, that's right. So Valentine's Day, we launched our February giveaway. You only have 2 weeks to get in on this, and it's
It's a hot one.
It is a hot one. It's going to be a sweet BrewDog pint glass, some glassware,
Some stickers.
some
A
stickers,
Source Point hat.
and a Source Point hat.
That's a dope giveaway.
You can't get any fresher than these Source Point
No.
hats.
For free. All you got to do is a bunch of stuff on Instagram.
Yeah, do the
Go read.
Yeah, like
figure
it,
all
tag
out.
your friend, share the post, follow us. You got it.
Right.
Typical
Do
giveaway stuff.
what Heinz in 57 did.
Yeah, what's up, Heinz in 57?
That's right. He won the first one, and he's stoked. I still got his tubby sitting over here. It's getting ready to get mailed.
We're shipping it out, buddy. Don't
I
you
promise.
worry.
I promise. I'm up against it right now because I got some beer mail that needs to go out because we got a tight interview coming up next week.
Yeah.
Got a lot of good stuff going on. As soon as Caleb is done giving you the show rundown, as well with, what did you call it? Some producery knowledge?
Some wisdom.
Wisdom, yeah. Some wisdom. I got a little bit more to come at you with a really exciting announcement. But Caleb, my man, machete throwing star, ninja star, take it away. Hit us with the show rundown and
Show rundown first.
Yeah.
no, I think do the
Get
the
him
news
with the
first.
business first.
News first.
That's right.
All right. So we're gonna change up our Patreon a little bit, which is like super exciting for the future. But we also wanted to thank the people that have been patrons since basically day one. We have Tamara, Sarah, Peter Phillips, Mindy Ross, John Kuzek, and Don the Idea Guy.
John Cusack is a Patreon? Are you kidding me?
I'm sure it's the John.
Are you kidding me?
Kuzek?
We're famous.
That dude was outside of my window the other night.
Bro.
just bourbon and everything.
What?
What?
I'm just gonna
put like bourbon in my beer. I'm already dying, dude.
I know. Well, I just wanted to take you to a happy grave. You remember what Cindy did for those poor fellas in Polar? You know, I'm just trying to do that with liquor. I'm just like, you're gonna die. You might as well be
You
really.
might as well just be happy.
Might as well be really, really drunk. Yeah, big news. Caleb has been working his ace off to figure out everything that me and Chelsea have apparently done wrong with Patreon.
Which is everything.
Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Caleb, fair
I
assessment.
wouldn't say you did it wrong. I say that we.
You would
as,
just say
as a brand, we did it wrong.
Okay.
We,
all right.
We're trying to give the people something to look forward to every month.
Yeah, I like it. No, I'm excited
What a
about it.
sweetheart. He's always looking out for everybody.
Yeah, I'm excited. He got so excited I bought like a $3 headphone
Dangle.
extension, a dangler.
A jangle dongle.
Yeah. All right, hit him with the show rundown.
Show rundown. We're talking Russian Doll and snippets of the Lego movie.
Russian doll. Yeah.
Oh, I was just trying to sync the video.
Chris
up.
Pratt.
Clap again.
Chris Pratt.
Oh, yeah, we're going to jump into that in just a moment. Before we do that, it's time for the business. Head over to heroesbythepint.com. Over there, you can link over to anywhere you enjoy your social media, and you can also link over to anywhere you stream your podcast services. You can find us on Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and iTunes.
I was like, which one did you forget? I don't even
The
know.
most important one. I'm just
Dude,
like,
I'm on so much cold medicine right now.
What are you talking about? I think Spotify is going to take over.
It's-
the new
it
podcast
is.
Spotify's
company.
trying. They're
we're
trying.
not getting into all
They
that.
out here.
We're not getting into all that.
We'll see.
And you can also scroll to the bottom of that page, join that Patreon community. And we promise we're going to have a lot of fun giveaways going on over there, along with some eventually uploaded special content. I promise. I swear I'm busy. I
Yeah.
swear I do a lot. But you guys do a lot for us, and that's no excuse. So I can always work harder. I'm willing to die on a treadmill.
Thanks, Will Smith.
Make sure you're keeping it 5-star. Tell a friend of me, tell anybody you think would be into this podcast. Make sure you check out our YouTube streams that are coming out each and every Thursday. Like, subscribe. Again, tell a friend, tell anybody you think would be into this podcast. It goes a long way. Now, are you ready for the big announcement?
Yeah, I was born ready.
Do you even know? Do you remember? I told you before.
Well, I don't
How come
know.
I'm always last to know these
Maybe.
things?
There's so many things going on, bro. I don't know what you're about to say.
I don't either, honestly.
We've had
like,
so many things happen in the last week that I
and
don't
it's
even
like,
know.
and we're like, waiting like that fax machine, I'm just waiting for that
Like-
contract to get signed. We are so
the sound a
excited
fax
to
machine
announce we are the official podcast of TriCon
Oh,
in
yeah.
Huntington, West Virginia.
Yep.
We've been
Hey.
sitting on that one for a little bit.
It's been a month.
Yeah.
That's been hard to not let it come out.
Eric with Broken Icon Comics and TriCon approached us, and I don't know if I took my panties. I don't know if I've ever taken my panties off faster.
You did. You took them off really fast.
I know. So I don't know if I've ever taken them off faster than that moment. He's like, "Do you want to be our?" I was like, "Yes, yes, yes."
You didn't even let him finish the
Yeah.
question.
I was essentially
Like,
like,
whatever you're about to say, the answer's yes.
I was essentially like Nadia in Russian
Yeah.
Doll. I was just like, "Okay, yeah,
Totally. Let's do it.
let's fuck."
Yeah. You get to start over again the next time.
Yeah. So come check us out at TriCon, Huntington, West Virginia. It is going to be
Wild.
unrememberable,
That's exactly correct.
but maybe you'll remember it. We won't.
Other people will.
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and put my foot down that I won't remember the evening. But it's going to be
I'm
phenomenal.
always nervous about
Gil's
these events
judging us.
because, like, are we going to lose people or are we going to gain people? We'll find out from
Typical
Ellis's
producer
performance.
mentality.
I feel like you should be more like, I understand why you're nervous about these events.
It's like crowd control.
Right, because like you actually have to do work. Like I essentially just have to strut around like a peacock,
Like a peacock.
Yeah, it's like a whole different thing for him,
It is, yeah.
You're over here like a snail.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just feathers flying.
Yeah. The Paris. He's the Paris of the podcast. I'm just poor little Nicole Ricci trying to keep up with uglier dogs and shit.
Man, that's just mean to the dogs.
Yeah.
It's true though. Did you see? I mean, Tinkerbell is like the cutest dog ever.
Yeah.
That's Paris's dog.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, everybody. I totally knew that.
I had this whole thing. I don't know if I ever got into this, and we need to jump into the show, but this will be the last. This will be
You're
my.
gonna have to edit out some of this intro, bro.
No, this intro is gold. This will be the last nugget I drop on you. So obviously, I've mentioned on this podcast for a long time. I used to play in punk bands, punk bars, dive bars. I got this thing in my head where I was like, dude, it would look hard as fuck if I showed up with like a dog in a bag.
That would look really cool.
Like a pug, and I would just like rolled in, and they're
a
like,
Prada bag.
yeah, and they're like, who is this dude? And they're like, oh, that's the dude. He's about to smash some beer bottles and go ape shit on stage, dude. Like, don't touch his dog though.
You have to name it like Quincy.
So I always thought that, and then my one friend was like, nah, it's not that cool.
Not that badass.
Oh,
I think it's cool. We should totally get a podcast. We could put Frankie in a bag.
You know what I just realized?
Big fuck.
You know what I just
Alice has
realized?
like a 35-pound cat.
You need to push your record button on the top, Caleb. We never
I
did
asked
that.
you if I was recording and you just ignored me.
I'm sorry.
Don't you know how the GoPro works?
No.
Smile for the camera, Caleb.
Wow.
Beautiful. Well, now you all can see Caleb.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we're excited about that. Come
know how I
out,
feel
come
about
out to
that.
TriCon because you'll get to see him running around, not enjoying
Frantic.
himself, feverishly upset.
Yeah.
Pete
His
won't
little
be.
legs like.
Yeah, Pete won't be there to help with anything.
Pete
It'll
was
strictly.
just like, it was almost like you have this frantic person, and then you have Pete who, I'm not saying Pete was stoned, but he's like so chill that he was just
Yeah.
like, maybe they got cookies around here. Like, what? I don't know why you're freaking out. Like, just chill. And Caleb's like, where is Ellis? We cannot find Ellis. And Pete's like, he always comes back around.
The best part is
Pete's just so chill.
in West Virginia, it's strictly going to be the three of us.
That's scary.
Ellis, I'm not going.
Yeah.
You got to make sure we get out alive, bro.
Yeah.
Like if you don't go,
And we die, it's on you.
right? And I'm like, I don't know
I'm
where
pretty sure
Chelsea
if I go
is,
and you
dude.
do
Right.
die, it's still on me.
You know our
Flat
phones are
balance.
going to die like 20 minutes in.
Caleb, pull up LegalZoom. Write me a will. I mean, that's
Legal
real
Zoom.
talk. That's real talk. Start writing my will up, man.
He's going to give him
Do I get all the rights to the podcast?
Yes.
Ooh, you heard it.
That's fine. I'll be dead too. I don't know what you're thinking.
Okay, let's jump into Lego Movie Part 2. It was fun. It was great. Go see it with your kids. All right, let's jump into Russian Doll.
Exactly. Yeah.
Are we good with that?
Yeah, honestly,
We're not gonna
super
talk-
fun.
Chris
Lots
Pratt
of
was
funny
funny.
little jokes. Adorable family story. Chris Pratt, hilarious. Russian. Let's talk Russian Doll.
The songs were hooky.
They're always hooky.
I mean, I've already used my best joke, Machete Ninja Star,
Yeah.
and you didn't wear your glasses tonight, and that was my second joke. So, yeah,
Russian Doll.
That's all I got from Lego Batman.
Yeah. Let's talk
It
Russian
was-
Doll.
Lego Batman, that movie was bomb.
Oh,
It-
Lego
Part
movie too.
Part two.
Lego Part 2. I keep saying that.
Batman was tight.
They've all been good. So Part 2, we're in agreement. Let's bottle cap it really quick. We don't even do that consistently anymore. Should we drop that segment, the bottle caps,
I
or
like
should
the
we get
bottle
back
caps.
into it? Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not as good as Part 1. The sequel seldomly is. Can we agree with that?
I agree with
agree.
that.
Batman was the best of the series.
Agreed with that too.
You think so? I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
Part 1
No,
was.
Batman was the best of the series.
I mean, Batman was fun, but it just didn't have like Will Ferrell. Also, there were a few things that I really laughed at because, like, here lately, like, Courtney's kind of been on 10 because the girls have been like grinding her down. So, Armageddon, I was like, I got that, dude. And then when Molly Shannon, or what's her name? Come on.
Oh, God.
I can't remember her name either. I can just see her face and hear her voice.
Yeah, she's like big
And
time
everything.
crush.
Yeah, everybody loves her.
Yeah, so beautiful. Come on, the producer's looking it up right now. It's
Sorry, I've been
definitely
at work all day, so my hands don't type as fast anymore.
Every time she like yelled to Will Ferrell,
Yeah, and you know
Crack me
he's not
up.
on set. It was
Right.
just like
Maya Rudolph.
Maya Rudolph,
Maya Rudolph.
princess.
She is a princess. That's
Yeah.
why I couldn't remember her name. Is kind of stupid.
She is gorgeous.
She's so pretty.
When she steps on the Legos, and she's like,
Yeah.
and then when she's like, childbirth, Lego. It's right there.
It's right there.
Like, she was great. She was great. And then I love when she, again, yells to Will Ferrell, and will you get up here and help? And he's like, just do what your mom's saying.
Yeah, he's like, whatever your mom just said, do it.
And she's like, well, your dad for that great bit of
Right.
input. It just reminded me of like my own dynamic inside the house. I was like, to Courtney, yes. Yep. That's the struggle. That's the real struggle. You need to start working on that whiskey, girl. That's what's going to make you better.
I've been trying.
It's going to make you better.
I know.
I promise. Any other takeaways on Lego Part 2?
That Aquaman was no longer a joke, and it's now every bad joke is now shifted to Green Lantern.
That was great.
Like, Aquaman's now a badass, and he's like jumping out of planes and stuff, and it's now Green Lantern.
But what about 2 when they're like they're like, the only people left are the original Aquaman and Harry Poppins. And they just show like, they show Zach Morris like Aquaman. It's just hilarious, dude. It's so good.
Oh yeah.
They do such a great job with those Lego movies.
They were just little one-liners. Like, I told Caleb, the one part I laughed at so hard was when what's his name? Rex.
Yeah.
It looks at, with Emmett.
Vest suit?
Yeah.
Rex vest suit?
He looks at Emmett. Emmett said something to him, and he's like, what? Sorry, I can't hear you. Like, I listen to music straight out of my Walkman on 10 at all times with no regard for my hearing or thinking about the future because I live in the now.
Yeah.
The little Chris Pratt jobs.
Also, when they hit that time, it's definitely on Guardians 2, where they're like coming through I can't remember what they were calling it, the door from the basement.
Essentially, the portal.
Yeah, and his face is doing all like the time jumps and everything. And I also like when Rex like does his whole dialogue, and he's like, it's time travel. Don't try to figure it out too much. It was great. It was
cute.
The dinosaurs from Jurassic Park too.
Yeah.
He's like, I stopped, tamed some dinosaurs.
I thought that the dinosaurs had the best dialogue.
Yeah, they were funny.
When they were like, I don't think he's really like, the way they were going back and forth, but they're just growling at each other, and it's all subtitled. Which I read subtitles now.
You
it's
love
like
that.
Closed caption is what I call it. Because I listened to my Walkman on 10.
With no regard for the future.
When I was younger.
You live in the now.
And now I'm older, and I'm not living in the...
You can't hear.
Yeah, but don't figure it out. It's time travel stuff.
Yeah, don't think too hard.
There was good jokes. It was fun. I also like, too, when they're like... And we're not getting any return calls from Marvel. It was good. It was great.
It was cute.
Yeah.
My kids said it was better than the first one, but that's because they just saw it.
One question. Afton cry credits?
She didn't cry at the credits this time.
It's not as good then.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. She doesn't know.
Nope.
She ain't no Siskel and Ebert
I think that's one of the first movies where she didn't cry at the credits.
I'm going to take the girls and see it this Saturday. I had to actually jump out of the house, and it was kind of a double cover because like I ran down to the theater.
Literally, he ran in his sweatpants.
Yeah, I felt like Caleb. It was actually pretty freeing.
Yeah,
I was like,
but then he came home and he put jeans on.
I was like, is this what he feels like all the time?
All the time, dude.
It's like a.
You even had like long johns on under. Imagine if you didn't.
Yeah, I was like, he's like a. It's like a unicorn. He's just like this, like
just prancing through life,
forbidden beast, And it's just like this is what Caleb lives.
That's his life.
I love that you put jeans on for a podcast where nobody can see your legs.
It's true.
Like you literally could have just went upstairs and put a shirt on. Nobody would have known, but you decided to go put.
Nobody knows I have my pants off right now.
I just was happy to see you in those sweats.
Yeah, those are awesome.
It was kind of a chilly run until I got. Anyways, so I jumped out. I jumped out of the house, and I was like, I'm going for a run. But if they had known I was going to Lego Movie, because we've been talking about it for like 2 weeks now,
Oof.
And Grandma stepped up and she's like, I want to watch the kids. And we're like, out the door.
Stiff arm.
Right. We'll see the movie next week, Gus.
It's totally fun.
Go have fun with Grandma. So yeah, I'm gonna go see it again.
It's that good. You're gonna go see it again.
He's got to take his kids.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm taking the girls.
Obligation.
Yeah, I'm taking the girls. It's not good
Promises.
enough for me to go see it again. But again, the Strand holding it down. I absolutely love to go see movies on my own now.
The chairs are comfier than I remember.
They were much better than they used to be.
There was me and a couple in the entire theater, and they were like 10 rows up. And
Dude,
I was
when we
like,
went, it was packed.
Yeah, it
really?
was packed.
Packed.
Yeah, I
We
bet.
just sit on one of the side rows.
Right.
Oh.
It's raunchy.
Yeah, so I love like going to midweek shows. I mean, it's still
Yeah.
$7. I'm like half tempted to like. I'm trying to do the math. If I buy like the $100 buy-in to get like matinee prices, how many movies I have to
No,
see.
the one she gave us, we paid $20 for the whole family. She either didn't charge us for Afton or she charged us all for
I don't
Afton.
think
She
she
probably-
saw Afton. She's so small that she
Could
was just
be.
like she's just like scuttled by.
Right,
She's like, "Damn, that baby was born. That baby was born with a lot of hair."
right, and a lot of attitude.
All right, so what we are most excited to talk about, what we are completely nerding out about. I would cheers you, but
We can cheers.
You're
We'll
gross.
just cheers the bottom.
no,
of our
you're
glasses.
gross.
She
Cheers.
probably snotted on that.
You're
I
gross.
did. I snotted on it. As I go.
I'm just wondering if she snot rocketed into like. She was
Oh yeah,
like,
dude. When you were trying to sneak that whiskey in my beer, I just shot some snot right in your drink.
Russian Doll,
Netflix.
Netflix. This is. Can we say new territory for us? This isn't comic book based.
It's
this
new
isn't
territory
like,
for us. It's, you're talking about
But this is something we've
like
been
the
wanting to get
space-time
into.
continuum.
Some
but-
nerd life.
So it's kind of nerdy, but
We're actually filling the nerd life.
we're filling
Yeah.
the nerd life category.
Because honestly, we did shit on Punisher because I just can't take anymore.
She's
True.
breaking.
The Russian Doll was. This is going to sound like hella dramatic, and I don't mean it to come off that way, but it was like a breath of fresh air to watch that.
It was.
It was
yeah.
like, for one, it was 8 episodes, half hour each, give or take some minutes. 4 hours total of your life. It was intriguing. It was interesting. Caleb has a slightly different opinion, but I felt like it got you there quick enough, and it delivered, and it was done.
Yeah, without getting too crazy, I think like, especially in the current climate with social media and stuff, it touches on like mental illness. It touches
Yeah.
on like the cyclical nature of society, and it touches upon like being a good person too.
And I'll say this too: it touches on the fact that everybody in New York is living like the coolest life.
Like the coolest.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
They have like geodes in their doors
Yeah,
and gun bathroom handles.
I know. You don't have that?
No,
No.
maybe at the new place we will.
Let me say this before we really dive into Russian Doll. Let's
Sweet birthday, baby.
let's
that what you were gonna say?
let's fuck this episode in the mouth. That's what I was gonna say.
Where's my little board that you said you were
He's trying to censor us, and
We're-
we're not.
we'll
We're
get you
against
the
the
soundboard.
censorship of people's speech.
Once, you know what? We tucked our peacock wings for a little while.
Yeah, right.
So
between
now
our
you have to
legs.
make up for it? What does that mean?
It did not work for us, you know?
Yeah, we just want to fly free.
We're bald eagles. We're peacocks. I don't know. We're sick
Turkey.
cats.
Turkey buzzards.
No, actually, that's
turkey vultures. Is that
more.
what it is?
That's actually way more appropriate.
Yeah, dude, it's bald. Just walking around like looking for scraps.
just feeding on the nasty
Cars
remains.
drive by, it flies away. That's us.
Yeah, that's actually really inept.
Yeah.
No, that's deep. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome.
Look forward to Ellis's edit of our faces on vultures.
So I'm gonna let our delicate sick flower jump into this. Like you have way more in-depth thoughts on Russian Doll. I'm just like really hyped to talk about it because it was so good. And I don't think I'm going to pronounce her name wrong, but chances are I probably will.
I'm ready.
Natasha Lyonne.
You killed it, bro.
Who
She's
would have
perfect.
thought when American Pie came out that she would have the most successful career?
Right, dude. She was amazing in Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, she's amazing in everything.
Yeah, she's just so cool.
Like, who's had a better career out of that show?
No one.
Jason Biggs had like a couple of rom-coms that came out afterwards.
Yeah.
He fell flat. Our one boy is opening up acoustic at Columbus Wizard World.
Yeah. Killing it.
Shannon Elizabeth, I mean, once Gravity set in, I mean,
Oof.
what do you
Yikes.
got?
I need a oof button too.
You just over there like, oof, 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 oof.
I'm just saying, like, she is.
Allison Hannigan.
I was going to say number 2, but they're
still,
they
not
were
compared to
also
Natasha Lyonne.
but she did have a good career because she was in
Yeah.
How I Met Your Mother.
She's now she does the magic. She's the host of the magic show.
Yeah, but she is. She was one of my.
Yeah.
Everybody had a crush on her.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Anyways,
But that's
Because that one time at band camp.
so the awkward cute girls
Yeah.
from American Pie just blew everybody out of the water.
Yeah.
And Natasha Lyonne is
Such is life, dude.
yeah. She is like a goddess, and
Yeah.
she is perfect in this. Amy Poehler, I think, was one of the executive producers, or maybe one of the writers. I think maybe executive producer. So it had some great work behind the scenes. Okay, that's enough of me. Chelsea, get into it. I'm sorry.
No, you're cool. I think it's interesting. Yeah, dude, I always thought you were cool. I think it's interesting how many different like theories are working around what's actually happening in the show. So I got on the wonderful dark hole of Reddit and started reading about what people think is happening.
Right.
And there's a lot of different theories. I kind of have my own opinion.
What's yours?
It's a combination, honestly, of
All right,
some of the theories that they have.
I just want to dive into that. Please tell me what yours is.
Yeah, I
My
want to hear it.
opinion?
I want to hear it.
Yeah, your opinion.
All right, well, I got to kind of break down the others, not in a just in a quick way. So some people think that it's like a video game theory because they talk about her programming a lot, and it's like you're working your way through a game, and the concept that this character has to independently get through the game, and she references back to like, oh, I didn't realize how hard this was, even though she's the creator of the game.
Right.
So there's that little like quip. Obviously, the multiverse theory where you're working with multiple dimensions. She's like each time she dies, it's a different dimension. Then there's the theory that ties back to the book that she keeps referencing, Emily of New Moon, which I actually had to read in school, so that's paying off now.
Right.
And
I can't wait until they make a Hatchet.
yeah.
Netflix does Hatchet. 'Cause I
You're
remember
like, dude,
reading
I remember
that.
that book. And then the final theory is about
final meaning like the top 3 you picked out of the infinite
yeah,
universe.
seriously. Well, there's a lot more, but the one I found most interesting was the concept of like purgatory. So you have like
The 7.
in between life and basically in between birth and death, you have the purgatory of perfecting yourself or like optimizing your life until you get it right, basically. And then when you die, you go into the afterlife. So the parade at the end, which is like a big...
Because that kind of ties into like Dante's like 7 layers of hell.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's like if you think about like the 8 episodes and like
They died 22 times.
right,
Which is, and then there's other people who think that they actually died more because at first she's like, this is deja vu. This is deja vu. So it's like, how many times did she actually think that before she realized like, I'm dead?
right,
So, but it's a concept of enlightenment, getting your, figuring everything out until you've realized your reality. And then once you recognize that reality, you can pass into the afterlife or pass into a different realm. But I find most interesting, the Emily of New Moon. The book is about these 2 orphan girls, and Emily, who she references often because she's like, this is the actual hero of the story, is a pretty downtrodden character, but she remains like witty and dry throughout the book. She's constantly put into these positions where she has to like step up and help other people. And I told you on the cover, she's holding this cat.
Right.
Identically resembles Oatmeal, the cat that continually gets lost. And at one point she has to choose between Mikey, who's like this super sweet, cuddly house cat of hers, and Saul, who's this like skinny, nasty, feral beast. And she's leaving home and she chooses Saul. And she chooses Saul because she feels like he actually needs her help to get through life. And she also has an Aunt Ruth in the book.
Boom, that leads into my theory. My main theory is Mike is a dick.
And it's interesting to me that Mike is the other cat in the book.
That's what I was just going.
Shit,
so right there.
And he's lazy and comfortable, and he's got everything he ever needs.
So when she is in the convenience store, she's with Mike.
Yeah.
And at the very first time she dies, she chooses Mike instead of going to help Alan.
Correct. Even though she points out, what's
your
up with your friend? Is he okay?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, he's just in a really bad spot right now.
Right.
And he clearly says, like, he's not doing okay, actually. And she still leaves with Mike.
Right.
And then they also call attention twice to the fact that Mike is not the choice, not a choice that you make. He is a whole in place of the choices that you make.
Right.
So
and Mike says
emptiness.
that. Mike says that. And then when Alan calls him out on that, like it like touches, it like hits Mike where he's like, okay, like it's almost like when Alan uttered those words to Mike in like a separate death sequence, like Mike knew that those words have come out of his mouth before.
Yeah.
At a certain point, so he like it got him to a point.
Him.
Right. So it got a reaction out of him.
And then there's the Horace, the homeless character. He is supposed to be kind of similar to the Greek mythology character Pan.
Do me a favor and take a drink of that whiskey.
I know, dude. My voice sounds really good, right? It's like you're
Sounds like that phone sex again.
on a hotline.
I want you to sound like you have a severe sinus infection and could cough
They'd be like,
blood
hold on,
at any
we've got
moment.
a girl for that. But Pan is like the god of shepherds and chaos. So it's basically like he helps guide people, but he's also like monitoring the chaotic reality of the world. And he never is good or bad. He's just kind of there, and he plays that little fucking flute and shit.
Yeah.
You know? And he's you'd recognize him. He's like that half goat dude.
But what did that dude do that one time at band camp?
Dude, right? Apparently cut people's hair. But there's some theories as well that Horse and Oatmeal are the only ones who can actually like jump realities. Like they can choose to leave, and that's why when
Where
she's
they're
sitting
going,
holding Oatmeal on the
and
bridge,
she
and then
dies
he
the
just
second
is gone,
time, yeah.
like he's in a different reality, which is an interesting theory, and I think that's like all fascinating. There's a lot of Greek mythology in this series. Like the name of the last episode, I sent it to you.
You're gonna make me read this?
Yeah, you read it.
I don't know what the first word is.
That's the name of the episode.
Eridine? What?
I have to look at it.
Me and Caleb are dumb and dumber.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it.
I'm like the worst.
Ariadne.
Aridini, I don't know.
I had to see
Hold
it.
on, let me say this. So when we did our polar episode last week,
Yeah.
I pronounced the Asian assassin's name as Hildith, or no, wait, Hildith, and you said it was Heidi, and it was actually Hydeth. I looked it up, so I was so close.
Ariadne. Ariadne is
Okay.
the name of the very last episode. And what I wanted Caleb to read is, she is actually, so she helped Theseus to get through a labyrinth. And the way that she did it was she rolled a red ball of string and he helped him guide him through this labyrinth. And at the end, obviously, they're like
Right.
truly figuring out the pieces of this puzzle. And then
Right.
they're in separate realities and they're working together against all odds, basically, to try to get each other out to the same side.
Right.
And so it's interesting. Like, I think they really did a nice job with these little subtle hints that allow for these theories and like crazy speculations to come into play. Like, people are even talking about like dark matter and like the multiple galaxies that NASA's like publishing information on right now.
Right.
And the concept of a Russian doll, like, you're breaking everything down to be more simple. As they continue to die, they wake up, and every time they wake up, there's less and less.
But honestly, that really didn't even kind of transpire until I would say episode 6. And then the one thing that I had brought up to you where I was like, I felt like episode 7 wasn't like really needed for me. It didn't do a lot. It just kind of really showed the struggle of Nadia and her mother and his childhood. And while I can understand that, it just didn't seem like it really tied into the story very much. And in the same sense, like Nadia, who was a very complicated character, let's say that, Alan was just as complicated, and they did nothing to show like what got him to become the person he is today. You can see he's kind of like a very organized, neat freak.
Obsessive.
Yeah, he's obsessive compulsive in certain sense.
Very controlling.
Right. And unsure of himself, but also like very exerts himself to like be there. And Nadia even points out, she's like, he stands upright, like kind of like ridiculously good posture.
Right.
Like, so he is like very like structured, and so like they didn't take the time to show what got him to the place where he's at. And I like loved Alan's character because I loved how conflicted he was. So I thought this, if we were characters in the show, obviously you would be the Russian doll. I feel like I would be Mike because I would be the only person who would make an AIDS joke.
That's true.
And I have before.
Right.
So,
and if you had hair, it'd be like straight back.
but also like he looks like he's losing his hair, you know?
Yeah.
And the weird realities with Mike is like, yeah, he was a dick, dude, and a womanizer. But like that one time he shows up at Beatrice's house, he's kind of like
with his kid.
Yeah, he's like a good dude.
He's like a good dude.
He's kind of like, hey, I'm sorry, you know, like
yeah.
He's kind of like genuine to Alan. So like I thought that actor did a pretty good job.
He did.
Displaying like, again, I bottle caps.
See, I would have picked
5.
that you were horse.
Horse?
Yeah.
You're the homeless dude?
You think?
When I'm like, hey, do I know you? And you're like, fuck you.
What did her boyfriend
I was like,
John
that's
say?
Elvis right
What did
there.
her boyfriend John say?
Like, I guess that's a hard no.
She's like, it seems like you guys got a lot in common.
Yeah.
It's like
that, and then when they like take all of Alan's things, like he gives him the ring and like all his money, and then she gets him out of there basically, because that's where like Horace really, his like Pan character comes out, where he's like starts the mischief. He's like, I got one, right?
yeah, and that was an odd moment.
It was
because
supposed to be ominous because like that character in mythology always toes a hard line between good and evil. You never really know where he's at, and this guy did that. And when they like. She's like, I'm taking my friend. He's like, that's cool. We're keeping his stuff.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, that's cool, man. Like, whatever you want to do.
And you know, another thing, back to New York being like, obvious. It must just be the greatest place on the planet. Like,
There's a crazy theory about like the place in New York that it takes place.
Caleb like knows. This dude's getting cake delivered like crazy, like multiple slices. I'm like, all I can get is shitty like
You can't even
corporate
get
pizza.
like Wendy's
Yeah.
delivered here.
Yeah. This dude's like,
that chick's like, is it? What'd she say? Is it your birthday, or did you just go through a breakup?
he's like, birthday. And I liked Alan too, where he was like, he told Nadia, he's like, I enjoy this
Yeah,
because I have control.
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Like,
I know what's going to happen. I can deal with this every day.
Yeah, you were saying he doesn't have a lot of backstory, but I think he does. And like, I didn't get into like his childhood or anything.
But that's
wild.
what I wanted to see. Like, I wanted to see what created this, like, kind of the way he carried himself.
The thing about Alan is like, in order to get to where he had to be, he had to like let go of everything. So he like, and he does that when he sits down with Beatrice and he's like, look, you did tell me. You told me every time I asked you what was wrong and you said nothing. You told me every time that I like reached for you and you recoiled. Like, you were telling me these things, and for me to pretend like I didn't see that and to act like everything was fine and that I had control over the situation was wrong.
Yeah.
And like, when he comes to Jesus with that moment and it's so awkwardly fine,
Yeah.
it's such a pivotal moment for that character. And he wouldn't have been able to help Beatrice. He wouldn't have been able to help. I don't know why I just almost called her Beatrice. Like, instead of,
favorite moment.
Nadia.
Favorite moment is when he's like, I can fuck you better than Mike.
That was weird.
Yeah, that was weird. And then he's like passing out, and she's like, come on. She's like slapping
Slaps
him
him.
away.
She's like, role play.
Yeah, he's like, Mike is dirty ginger fisherman. Like,
Gingerbread man.
it had so much humor, and then
That was a weird scene, I'll tell you that.
that was a weird scene.
Then they
but
go to the convenience store and he's like, oh, you know Nadia? And he's like, well, it's not like that, except this one time.
it was like,
This one time at band camp.
it was, again, 5 bottle caps.
5 bottle caps. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really great. It was refreshing, the pace of it.
Texas 12-pack bottle caps. I'm talking about like 12, 16-ounce bottles, caps. Like, it was so good. Go watch it.
The soundtrack is great.
Soundtrack's phenomenal.
Really, really, really
Gotta
good.
get up, gotta get
Oh,
up,
that
gotta
song
get
is a
up.
freaking
for the
hit now.
morning comes. Yeah, it's like,
You should see how many streams it has on Spotify.
is it?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
rocking.
dude, that song, like, they crushed the soundtrack.
They totally did.
Yeah, I would, that's actually something I was thinking about. Is like the soundtrack destroyed, and you know, who loves drugs more than you?
She does, apparently.
Oh, you missed my setup.
Oh, what was it?
And then you were supposed to say, who loves orgies more than
Oh,
you?
yeah.
And I'd be like, me. Like, dude, when she goes to
I
War
always miss your
Dog,
setups, dude.
like when she goes to War Dog and she's like freaking out on the ketamine,
Yeah.
like she is a phenomenal actress.
She's awesome.
Yeah. And I thought like all the characters, I think they did such an incredible job of showing how like eclectic like New York is as a whole, and the way like she's just kind of adapted into her like surroundings, and it's again, I can't say enough.
It's really good. I do want to like get straight to Spoilerville and get to the end where, because I feel like there's so much to talk about in that last episode.
Okay, so hold on. Jump into your Reddit theories of the
New York.
yeah
Oh.
Lisa Lefi Lopez. Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Waterfalls.
Yeah,
No, there's actually it's a guy on Twitter. I'm
lambskin
gonna
condoms.
screw this up really bad because I didn't write it down or anything. There's a guy on Twitter who came out and basically said the park that this is centered around. There were these riots of a while back, and basically what happened was they said that there were no homeless people allowed in this park anymore. And it caused a huge gentrification issue in New York City, in this specific area. And that's part of why you never see...
Giuliani.
Right? You never see Horse inside the park. He's always on the outside of the park. Basically what he gets to is that, like, there's this fringe culture in New York, and it's because of this issue surrounding this park. And I didn't dive hard enough into this theory because I don't know that New York culture well enough.
Right.
But the actors from the show retweeted what he was saying, and they were like, get out of our heads. Like, this is such a big part of this. And anyone who's from New York would get this. So I'm interested to read more about that. I haven't read enough. But part of what I think is so cool about this show is that you can take any of these theories that people have come up with. You can take the literary theories. You can take the black hole, multiple universe theories, the concept that time is relative and there's just multiple realities. You can take these like Greek mythology theories. You can take any of these and they are completely applicable. They made it so accessible to
I
just
think
like conspiracy. It's great.
I think again it like falls to, for me, it falls into that idea of time is a flat circle. It sounds stupid. No, but I'm serious. Like, so time is like they are continuing to repeat the same thing.
Yeah.
Like in the theory that time is a flat circle, it's your life is continued to live. Like, just again, time is a flat circle. If you understand like that theory, look it up. I can't explain it right here. But if you think about both of them kind of going through life on their own flat circle, and like, I don't think like their timelines line up. I guess it would be more of like the multiverse where like
it's
this
like the
guy's
fourth
like,
dimension.
this guy's universe is different. And she kind of explains that when she like cuts the orange open and she's like, look, you got your single dimension. This is a circle. Then you got your...
Don't you know about the tightrope and the flea?
Yeah.
Stranger Things.
That's real deal.
You got the tightrope. You can only walk back and forth, but a flea can go all around, bro.
Yeah.
Oatmeal's the flea.
Oatmeal's the flea, you think? Oatmeal's kind of a dick, too. Because had he
It's like
not
if Frankie had like ultimate power to the universe, he could just go wherever he wanted. He'd just be on the side of the road like, meow, waiting for you to get hit by a car, and then he'd just poof, go away to a different universe to fuck with somebody else.
That dude would like let me get smashed just so he could be like, this is my side of the bed, bro. I told you the whole time. It's like, I don't know why you try to act like you and Courtney got something, don't you know? I sit on her face all the time.
Yeah, he's always perched right there. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think all of the build up to the last episode is what I find so fascinating, because that's when they figure it all out and realize that they're not completely mentally ill.
Again, it was still like episode 7 with me where she's like pulling the glass out of her throat. Like, it just felt kind of... That was the one where my wife Courtney came to me and she's like, oh, it takes a really dark turn. And I felt that dark turn in that episode, but it really led nowhere.
By the way, that episode name is called The Way Out.
Yeah.
The Way Out.
But that's what I was trying to tell you. Like, I think when you really think about it, you had to see how her mother acted to understand that she had to overcome that trauma. And part of the getting rid of all the things, like, it's like, okay, there's no fish, there's no books, there's less people, now there's no door, right? There's no furniture. It's like the only things left are the things that matter. And she had to get to the core of her trauma in order to be in a position where she could help someone. And that's some heavy mental health stuff, but like, she really had to take care of herself first. And that's why the whole series Horse is like, let me cut your hair, because her hair looks just like her mother, and her mother calls attention to the fact that like, don't cut this hair. Like, this is who you are. No.
Her hair looks like her mother's when it's cut.
When it's short.
Well, her mother's hair is like crazy.
Yeah, but she says once her hair is cut, she's like, I look like my mother.
But remember when she's in the car and her mother's like touching her hair and telling her like,
says,
you can't cut your hair, never
like,
cut your hair.
Crown.
This is who you are.
Right, this is your crown.
And then he cuts it and he's like, now you're free to be whoever you want. Like, she has to get back to her core in order to, and she has to really face that trauma and overcome it completely to be able to help Alan. And if she can't do that, then she can't save herself.
Yeah, but I mean, Alan never had to go through that to help her. Like, he just kind of like settled up with Beatrice.
But that's his core.
But you don't see what led Alan to be the person he is. You never get that.
Yeah, I don't know
You
that
never get that backstory with Alan.
I don't know that you have to, because his struggle is control. He wants to control his situation. He wants to get married to Beatrice. He wants her to be happy. He wants all these things that he can't control.
But what led him to be the individual he is? Because like you see what led Nadia to be the individual she was.
Yeah. So question,
I don't see like why. I feel like they were both like obviously both the main characters, and again they both did. Caleb, you want to look up Alan's name?
My thing is with her, with Nadia, her problem is she has to reflect back and face her fears, where Alan's issue is he has to let go. And so it's less about where he came from and what's happened to him in the past, and more about recognizing that he can't progress until he just lets go of who he has become.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter why. His is a control issue where hers is a trauma issue. It's two kind of different mental problems that they're struggling with, and they're all trying to get to the same place.
Yeah.
They just can't take the same path.
You got it for us?
Alan's name is Charlie Barnett.
That's a lame name.
That's not nice.
He's a cool guy.
Caleb could pronounce it, so I was excited about that. Yeah. Charlie Barnett. Cheers.
What's up? Cheers.
Yeah.
I'll totally see that.
I don't think he's as controlling in real life.
But no, I mean, like, I felt like when his character kind of came in, it carried the second part of the season. So his character came in episode 4, and when he like turns and looks at her on the elevator, and he's like, "It's okay, I die all the time."
Well, technically, his character was in every episode up until then.
Yeah. It does give him credit for all 8 episodes.
Yeah, he was in every
You
single
see
one.
him like passing by, so they see everything. But and that leads back to the whole thing of like another theory. I think one of our Patreons said to you over social media.
Was it Tamara?
Yeah.
What'd she say? I got a whole text from her. She's like, "You better give me credit on the podcast."
It opens your eyes to the effect that your life has on other people.
Yeah.
Just in passing. So if you remove all of your crazy space-time continuum, flat circle theories, oatmeal theories, all this stuff, it could also be dumbed down to just a theory of seeing how these two people's lives were affected separately when someone stepped in and did the right thing at the right time.
Yeah.
And maybe neither one of these stories truly exist, but maybe it's just, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be anything. It could just be like, if this all happened and this one individual did this person's life would be drastically different.
Yeah, it's the butterfly effect.
Right.
That's what I meant in the beginning when I said, without getting like too heavy or like political or whatever. I feel like we're in a pretty polarized, like aggressive state,
right.
Especially on social media. And the nice thing about this series was that it taught you a couple of things. It's like, take care of yourself and take care of the people around you. Like, reflect inward and remember the things that actually matter. Break it down to what actually matters. And when you look at what's left, what do you need to do? And it's a very intense narrative on humanity. And I think the reason people are feeling it so much, maybe they don't really even realize it, is because it's really relevant.
I got to say this. It made me want to go smoke a cigarette.
Oh, me too.
It looked like, man, she looked cool. She was
even when the cancer guy was like, "Put that out." And she was just like, "You know what, buddy? I'm not going to do it." He's like, "My wife died from lung cancer and, yada, yada." And she's like, let me let you in on something. And he's like, "You still haven't put that out." And then
I just got to say, like,
dude, she's so badass.
I mean, dude, she's just getting laid left and right. She's smoking like a chimney. Yeah, I was like, God damn, that looks cool as fuck.
Like, she ashes on Alan's counter and he's like,
oh,
and then she's like, "Don't worry, when we die, it'll all go back to how it was."
Let me say one more thing. Jesus. Where are we at on time?
You got 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Oof. All right. We're going to cash out. what kind of freaking chickens was Maxine cooking?
Dude, I don't know.
Like
Apparently
these,
bomb ones.
but these were
turkeys.
entire chickens, and
Yeah.
she's like, "I'm getting ready to put in a chicken." It
Like
looked
the party started, bro. It's 9.
Yeah, it's 9 p.m. and you're putting in like
She's
a
got one of those
12-hour
new waves.
chicken. I was like, "What are you doing, Maxine?"
Dude, the last thing I have to say is
By the
how
way, I'm
scared
Maxine.
were you when you thought Alan killed himself? When she was
Yeah.
at the roof and you're like, no. Like she fell asleep and did this.
I don't
happen.
think I didn't really get it right there. I got it when like Alan delivered, like when he came like full forward and he was like, "I killed myself. I
that was
did
so
this
sad.
to us," and
Yeah.
he's like crying, and that got me. Like that was like, oh God, that was gut wrenching.
That was gut wrenching.
Yeah, that was sad. Go watch
It's so
Russian Doll.
awesome.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's my favorite thing I've watched in
It's
so long.
It's the best series that we've. I mean, as far as Netflix series go, it's probably
Yes.
the best one we've reviewed to date.
I mean, Iron Fist season 2 excluded, but
Right? How could I forget?
Okay.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna burn that shirt, Ellis.
Yeah, dude. It's like PETA. He's gonna like throw red paint on you.
but I do have to say, this is the new improved Heroes by the Pint, right?
Yeah,
this
we're
is like
gonna
nerd
try-
life. What we're nerding out about.
Yeah, we're just gonna start to try to cover things that we care about, that we're passionate about, that
Yeah.
we want to nerd out about, and that we feel like the rest of the world is trying to nerd out about, even if it's maybe secretly.
We're going
And-
from individual dorks to now just nerd life.
And
Nerd life.
do not fear. I mean, we're going to be covering Infinity War, Endgame. I mean,
We're not gonna forget about
yeah,
comics or
we're
anything.
going to be covering Captain Marvel, Shazam. We're gonna be covering all the stuff that you know and love that we normally are geeking out about.
And some weird shit you don't know.
And that's right. So that's why you stay here.
Fireflies next week.
Firefly.
I'm so excited.
Nathan
And you see,
Fillion.
this dude.
He's ready.
Yeah,
Dude, Nathan Fillion. Oh,
This guy
Gets me
has been
every time.
running around
We're
your
gonna have to trade
backyard
seats.
and catching fireflies. Like this dude is like geeked out. Like he's got me on the comics, which are great by
Yeah.
Boom Studios. Great comic publisher. They have done the James Bond series. So many great series. Is Boom doing? Is it Boom or Dark Horse that's doing Stranger Things? Might be Dark Horse.
I think it's Dark Horse. I'm like 90%.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
But like Boom is doing some incredible stuff regardless. Dark Horse too.
Dark Horse.
Dark Horse does Stranger Things. Again though, I mean Boom has Firefly, they have James Bond, they have just an incredible lot of indie comics. So go check Boom out, check Dark Horse out, who
Source Point.
had Polar.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, don't give me a flight. Did you pick out? Have you guys picked out your spot for your Source Point tattoo yet?
Yeah, my right butt cheek.
I'm
Forehead.
I'm getting on my right titty.
You are?
Yeah, I already picked out the spot.
Oh my God. Garrett Gunn is like repping the patches, dude. Did you see those? They are so slick. We need them to get on our
What are-
sweatshirts. They're like patches, like old school punk rock patches.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Source Point.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
They are so cool. It's the Source Point logo, but it's like cut. Like it's.
Oh, you know what I might just do? I might just
nice.
do like the SPP, like in an arrow.
I just love that.
Sorry, I just heard like a rap in my head.
No, that's exactly what I thought. Down for the SPP.
I'm just
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah, you know me.
I'm just like, are you guys gonna get the tattoo?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dog.
if you paying for it.
I'll pay for it.
Whatever, dude. I'm not even gonna put you
We
there.
can use
I'll
the
just
same
get
needle.
it
It'll
with
be
you.
cute.
I'm down.
Yeah, dude, I'm getting it like right here.
Okay, maybe
Right
not
on
the
your
same
nip.
needle.
I mean, it's gonna
Blood
be like
brother.
Blood Brothers. Down for the SPP.
This is not recommended. Don't try this at home.
yeah. I don't think. Did you see the thing I tagged Source Point in? There's going to be a tattoo artist at C2E2
There is.
doing tattoos.
Yeah.
I was like, this is
Garrett-
it.
Did you see Garrett Gunn's response? He said, "My body is ready."
You know what that brings me back to?
I don't know.
More power, more chi. I got a sin in my body.
I think you should get the Iron Fist symbol.
I feel like Ellis cries every time he gets a tattoo.
Well, I am
So
one
he
of,
didn't deny it.
no, but I am one of those people. Like, dude, I hate I've got a lot of tattoos, more than most. I hate those people who are like, oh, it doesn't hurt. Like, no,
It does not feel good.
it hurts. It's terrible. It's the worst.
It's not like terrible pain, but it's not comfortable. It's not like you're just like, yeah, I'm just chilling. Feels like a massage. Like,
Yeah.
no, it's
I've only
a
had
needle.
one. I've only had one that has not hurt, and it was on my forearm. But besides that, all the rest were awful.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to the people.
get
feels
a get a
burny.
chest piece.
Yeah.
Get a rib piece,
I have
and
a
then
rib
come
one,
and talk to
a little
me.
rib one.
Yeah, like a real rib piece, dude. I had one of my
was
buddies
stingy.
who was like covered. I mean, head to toe. And he's like, dude, I'll only get tattooed for 30 minutes on my ribs. And I'll say that's
Yeah.
enough because it's not great.
Not comfortable.
I have one on my V line, and that one's rough too.
Oh, I bet. Imagine what's going to happen when you get pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna stretch. It's a house key, so it's gonna be like this long.
It's gonna
look like Kingdom Hearts.
It's gonna look like a mountain range.
Dude,
gonna be Kingdom
C2E2,
Hearts.
source point. Someone's getting you pregnant, Caleb.
What?
I said C2E2, source
I don't like
point.
that you said
Someone,
my name after that.
I'm just saying. I mean, Garrett Gunn's going to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, Casey.
You didn't imply that the first time. You implied that it was gonna be me, and I didn't like that.
No,
You're
I'm
getting
saying-
pregnant. You're the
yeah,
one that's
he's
getting pregnant.
No, that I'm getting him pregnant.
No.
Oh no, that's
don't know.
not
Caleb's getting.
I didn't like that.
Caleb's getting pregnant.
right.
Well,
C2E2.
That'll be my second one. So
I guess we should cash out of this episode.
It's time.
We've reached that
We've had
point.
enough whiskey to where we're talking about Caleb birthing children.
Yeah, not even going
I wanna
to make.
think
I'm
about
not even
that.
going to make a pee hole joke.
Well, all right. We're cashing out of this week's episode.
All right, we are cashing out of this week's episode. We are the Heroes by the Pint.
business.
All right, we are cashing out of this week's episode. We are the Glassy-Eyed Geeks, and this is the Heroes by the Pint podcast. We'd like to remind you one more time. Head over to heroesbythepint.com. Over there, you can link over to anywhere you stream your podcast services, and you can find us anywhere you enjoy your social media. Caleb, you want to hit them one more time with that Patreon information? Some of our Patreon backers that have been so good to us from
Man.
day one.
Tamara Beth Stevens from Boston.
Peter Phillips, Peter Paul. I don't know his middle
Sarah
name.
Higgelson
Yeah.
from the Sincerely Us podcast.
Yes.
Who's the famous one? John Cusack.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I was like, wait, is it Tom Cruise? It's one of those guys.
John Kukazek? Kukazek? Yeah.
Cusack.
We're going to just go Kuzak.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And Don, the idea guy.
That's right, dude.
Straight out of
Thank you
Delaware
guys.
OH.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
We
Mindy Ross.
Mindy
Mindy
Ross.
Ross.
Yeah, we forgot her at the beginning. Mindy Ross
She's
has been a
like-
great friend.
Our podcast therapist.
Yeah.
She like counsels us.
Yeah. She the other day she hit me up and she is like, nothing's easy except peeing in the shower.
True.
And I was like,
Shout out to Mindy.
That's right, Mindy.
Hashtag words of wisdom.
Man.
All right. We're cashing out of this episode. We have had so much fun. Make sure you head over to our Instagram. It's very important. We are launching, or we have launched by the time you've heard this podcast, our new giveaway, which is a tight BREWDOG glassware coming with a source point
Hat, some stickers.
Some stickers.
It's
gonna
a
be a
really
sweet giveaway.
It's a really great giveaway. Should we run it into March, or how should we do
No,
this?
we're gonna call it at the end of February.
Yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
call it because we got to start with a new one in March.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We got to give the people more. What
Don't
they
forget
want.
to kiss your sweetheart
That's right. Happy Valentine's
or
Day,
cry by
or
yourself over like an entire pizza.
late Valentine's Day, or order cake delivered
Order cake
for a birthday.
if you're single.
Nadia, my girl.
I thought you was gonna.
Alan.
I thought you were gonna plug the Pornhub thing right there.
Oh yeah. Pornhub Premium's free on Valentine's Day. All right, and we're cashing out.
Thank you so much. Once again, this is the Heroes by the Pint podcast. We are the Glassy-Eyed Geeks, and we are out.
It's like break up your relationship. Go to Pornhub.com.
Plug.